You don't try and build trust, you are breaking trust. You do not do that when you send jets into my territory after 1971 for the first time. And by the way, for your information, the world did see, because a whole host of international journalists arrived at that place where India said terrorist camps were and only saw 10 trees, and we called that environmental terrorism. We started the entire process of normalizing trade with India, MFN status, etc., etc., right? Now it was all going in a reasonably decent manner. Now why do I think that we can't start the same process today? Because India went and reneged on its own commitments to the Kashmiris, to Pakistan in Simla Agreement, to UNSC, to Nehru's words. I'm sure as an Indian national you'd remember his words more than I. The words that he said to the Raja of Kashmir, where he said that I give you this commitment, or to the Kashmiri people, and if India is the state which is responsible, the moment you will say go out, we will go out. Do you remember those words? So there is, you build trust as a nation. You can't, narrative shaping is very, we can shape any narrative as we want. We can kill people and say we're all for peace. We can do Citizenship Amendment Act where we make sure that Muslims of India do not get space to live and are not treated as first-rate citizens, and then say, oh no, this is all to give. So narrative, I'm not interested. I've spent too much time in politics and too much time in this region, and I feel too strongly about the need for this regional cooperation and normalization to waste my time in, saying, oh, we are all good brothers and love and peace and happiness. I want love, peace and happiness to happen. I want proof of that. You don't give me a proof when you do what you did in India, in Kashmir. You don't try and build trust, you are breaking trust. You do not do that when you send jets into my territory after 1971 for the first time. And by the way, for your information, the world did see, because a whole host of international journalists arrived at that place where India said terrorist camps were and only saw 10 trees, and we called that environmental terrorism. So let's get real, for heaven's sake. Everything is possible, Rahul, to you. Everything is possible. But we have to just get out of this language. We have to get out of wanting to, and
see, we are going in tangents now.
The Guruji to talk about the subject that he is an expert on and tell us how can we.
That's actually, we are going in tangents. We are going in tangents, I said.
But in politics,
that's exactly, I would like it to just come out of the politics now. Let's see how we can develop.
Meditation. I would love to know.
Absolutely, that is absolutely essential. See, that's where we can see that younger generation today are looking forward to work together, and how we can improve the economy, how we can improve in skill development training programs, how can there be more exchange of IT, for example, and technology, and we can achieve a lot. I see the youth of South Asia as very resilient. We have done many youth leadership training programs in Sri Lanka, in Bangladesh, also in Pakistan we used to do several years back. So I see the youths are looking forward for something new, and they are for peace. They are for, building trust, and that we need to keep doing. Never mind, even if it's collapsed in the past 10 times, but we can't just stay there. We have to move forward, and it may appear to be very rosy. I mean, you have to dream. You cannot say, oh, this is all just dream, it's not reality. Unless you conceive it as a dream, you will never move in that direction.
But Shri, whether it's Dawood Ibrahim, Masood Azhar, Syed Salahuddin, the minister doesn't see those as being issues. And therefore, how do we find a way forward? She says, speak a different language. What is this different language if the reality that's writ very large on the wall isn't accepted as being real?
That minister will have to answer that question. She has to say, she has to ponder on that. She has to see what is that each one of us have to improve on. What the leaders have to stand up and say.
Because what we're seeing, Minister, now, for example, in Pakistan, if I were to shift